All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Aligned Strength Podcast, where we talk about aligning strength through mind, body, and spirit. Because real wellness isn't just about what you lift in the gym or how much you lift, it's about living your life as well. Today's guest is someone I'm genuinely excited to introduce to you. Lane Kennedy is a functional DNA nutritionist and a mindfulness teacher. Lane is based in San Francisco. She's known for her integrative approach to wellness, helping people decode their genetic blueprint to transform how they eat, think, and live. Lane is the creator of the Self Mastery Hub and leads highly sought after stress management sessions, where she guides people through nervous system regulation, emotional resilience, and DNA aligned health. Her work bridges science and mindfulness. Today, we're talking about something incredibly empowering. Your DNA may be the blueprint, but it does not write the whole final story for your health. So, we welcome Lane, and I'm so happy you're here. Absolutely. All right. So,
Yeah, so great to be
for
with you, Mandy.
anyone
Thanks for having me.
listening who's brand new to your work, Lane, can you share a little about your journey, like what led you into functional DNA nutrition, mindfulness, and stress management? Yeah, yeah.
All the things. Yeah, all the things. So, first, I'll just start with saying I live in long term recovery. And what that means is that I haven't had a drink or a drug in a couple of decades. And so I thought my life was pretty good. It was great. Like I thought, this is what I thought, right? Um, but lo and behold, about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, a while back, I found myself outside of my car screaming at somebody. And mind you, I had a 3-year-old in my car, strapped in his little car seat. So I left my kiddo outside screaming at this man in his little white truck because he wasn't driving fast enough. So I had what I like to think of as like an out of body experience of watching myself doing this absurd, having this absurd reaction to somebody who wasn't driving fast enough for me. And so that moment led me to evaluate, like, what am I doing? What just happened? And it was terrifying to me. And I couldn't understand it because, again, I'm living a lifestyle that I'm supposed to have things under control, that I'm supposed to be managing well. But I wasn't. I was furious, rageful, angry, and I'm trying to raise a little one. And I just thought this needs to change. And so that kind of kicked off a series of um, classes and coursework and mentorship and studying for several years. And then I started working with first responders. And the first responders taught me a whole bunch of information. And then I started working with another group. I started working with government employee agencies. And so that opened up another door. And these doors just kept opening. And, I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. When I got pregnant, the doctors told me I would never have a child. So my husband and we live in San Francisco, the Bay Area. And at this time, DNA was just starting to people were 23andMe was, like, oh, a big thing. So I thought, oh, here's something really cool. I invested in this company and I thought DNA was really cool. So I really started learning about DNA as well. And that took me about 4 years to understand the language of DNA. And it was super intense, but understanding my DNA made sense to me when I got to that point of collapse and anger. I was able to look at my own DNA and go, oh my God, these are the genes that are being affected right now. These are the genes that I'm actually using right now. And how can I start to downregulate? What can I do to start making these genes work for me instead of working against me?
So your
that
work
clear it all up?
at
So there's a lot in
the
there.
intersection of genetics, nutrition, mindfulness, which is still new for a lot of people, do you think? Mm-hmm.
I think people, it's all new. I mean, we're in a time right now, we're in a crisis time. We're in a mental health crisis. We're in a nervous system crisis. People aren't paying attention. And so I think all of it is super relevant and really important.
Mm-hmm.
I really start with people just like trying to understand their nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
I love it when people go to the next level and want to understand their DNA, because the DNA can really help you understand your mood and behavior, your cardiovascular risk, how to work out, how to not work out, what kind of food you should be putting into your body. Of course, you should always be putting really great food in,
Yep.
but what are the foods that are going to help you or
Okay.
support your DNA?
Nice.
So I look at it from all different angles,
One
and
of
I
your core
support my clients
messages
in
is
doing that as
that
well.
DNA is the blueprint, a blueprint, not a destiny. Can you break that down into layman's terms, simpler terms for listeners? And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. So we're all born with this blueprint, right? So imagine building a house, you have a blueprint, but then when they start building, they're like, oh, this, we want to change this, or we need to make more square footage. And so they change that parameter. Not to say that your blueprint is going to change, but what will happen is that depending on what you put into your body, the water that you drink, the location that you live, the people you hang out with, the thoughts that you have
Mm-hmm.
can change the expression of that blueprint. So instead of becoming, angry and tired and oh, life is horrible, I could become like, oh my God, I love my life. This is great. I'm sleeping
Mm-hmm.
every night. So the blueprint really tells us or gives us a lot of information.
Yes.
And then we
And
can, through
do
lifestyle
you feel like a
design,
lot of people
make it better.
think that quote unquote genetics and they think, well, I'm stuck. I'm stuck with my genetics. But yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think people think there's no changing it. This is it.
Yeah.
This is all there is. But really, you can. I mean, yes, unless you have some very rare genetic,
Yeah.
SNP gene, that's going to be problematic or
Yeah. You're not
challenged.
stuck because
But
you can change like what you're
I
eating,
think
who
you can
you're,
you can change a
yeah.
lot. Yeah. Yeah. Because you have to think about what you
Yep.
eat causes a chemical reaction in your body. We're just a walking bag of chemicals. So really, like your thinking is a chemical reaction. And all of that is playing with each and every
Mm-hmm.
nucleotide polymorphism,
What
your
are
SNPs,
some of the
your
biggest
genes, your
myths that you
genetic
see
blueprint.
around genetics and health? Myths, you think? Yeah.
Myths, I think the one that you just mentioned, like this is it. You know, I also think that I'm going to do this and it's going to change really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, it's like some things can change, but a lot of times it takes time. People, and I'll give you an example, in the mood and behavior pathway, there are genes that regulate our stress, regulate depression, regulate our anxiety. And so if somebody's kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuck in that constant loop of, I have anxiety, this is how
Yeah.
my life is. I have depression, like they're constantly telling them that messaging, right? That's going to become very hard to change. It's not that it cannot be changed, but it's a reprogramming. So that myth is that they're stuck there forever.
Yes.
They're not stuck there
And
forever.
moving
It's
into
going
like
to take
stress and
time.
the
It's not going
nervous
to happen
system,
overnight.
do you do a lot of
Yeah.
work around stress and nervous system regulation? Like why? Yeah. And like why is stress such a huge missing piece when it comes to
That's,
nutrition, fitness, and overall health? Mhm.
I know, right? It's this piece that nobody looks at really. we just don't even see it. It's like we are,
Yeah.
I like to call it the frog in the boiling water. We're just there being boiled. We love the water. Um, and
Hmm.
I've been doing this work for quite a while, so I've seen shifts in our society. COVID happened, and that was a huge shift in stress management and how I was teaching and what the messaging was, and the conversations
Hmm.
that my clients and my students were having with me. And then as we came out of COVID, uh, there was this kind of self-determination, this kind of, I'm going to do it. I got to get out of this way. I'm going to change my life. And that caused some stress. And now we're in this place of more technology, specifically with AI. And the demand, the use, all of that is creating more stress in our lives. When we think, oh, it's going to take it away, right? We're automating things, we're creating things, but really there's a drive behind that. And I can see that genetically. So if there's a couple of genes, the dopamine genes. And if people have those dopamine genes, they're more likely to be engaged, to keep going, to keep doing, and it just stresses out the nervous system even more. It's exhausting is what it is. And we just don't give ourselves enough downtime, because we're so attached to our devices. And the other thing, I was just thinking about people who work out and people who are healthy. It's like, even that, we need to rest. We need downtime. We need absolute mind space, empty space in our life, and
Yes,
we just
and
don't give
like
ourselves
that
that
kind of leads
because
into
there's
so
something to
many
do all the
of
time.
my listeners or my clients and members at the gym. They're high performing, busy adults, parents, athletes, professionals, who are doing all the right things, but still
Yeah,
feel exhausted, inflamed, or stuck. Uh,
yeah,
what are some common signs
yep,
someone's nervous
yep.
system is uh, dysregulated? Hmm.
Yeah, sleep is the first one. Sleep, tension in their jaw, tired eyes, uh, back or neck pain, um, things being too much, like avoidance. There is so much avoidance now, Mandy. It's like one of the first questions I ask is like, what's going on with you? And there's been an extreme uptick in, I just can't, I don't want to do that. It's too much for me. They have 10 emails just waiting to be responded. And then the next day it's 10 more emails. By Friday, they have 100 emails because they've just avoided. So then they're working on the weekends, and that's supposed to be their downtime. But because they've been so stressed and avoiding, it just keeps
And do
going.
you
It's a
think that
compounding
them
effect,
the
and
avoidance is like the start
we're in
of
trouble.
burnout for them? It's the past. Yep.
Oh, we're beyond burnout. Yeah, we're past burnout. As soon as
Yeah.
technology went into our bedroom,
Hmm.
that's it. Like, we're there. And people are, so addicted to it, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. Absolutely.
so I want to share a story because I think this is interesting. Um, so there was no coffee in Japan, right? It was tea. And
Hmm.
a consultant came in and said, well,
Hmm.
a company wanted to bring Nescafe into the country, and they're like, this is not going to happen. It's never going to sell. And he goes, no. You need to create candy, and you're going to sell it to the kids now. And those kids are going to grow up 15 and 20 years later, and then they're going to want coffee. And then that's when you can enter Nescafe.
Hmm.
That's when you can bring
Hmm.
on this coffee. And so I look at our society and our world, right? I look at the Zennials and the Millennials who grew
Hmm.
up on technology and how burnt out they are now because they grew up on it, right? It's what they know. It's the same idea. And it's our mind, our brain cannot function like this. So when I think about nervous system regulation and how are we going to get out of this mess, it's we have to unwind or detach from our cell phones, from our technology. And I know that's such a big ask. I have my students, leave their phones at the
Yeah.
door or leave their phones at home, and it's like it's death.
Yeah.
But by the end of our sessions, they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh my God, thank God I don't have anything on me." There's like such relief. There's relief.
Can you
Then
share
they
a
start
few
sleeping, and
practical
all these other
tools
great things
people
start
can use
happening
today
too.
to support nervous system health, especially in situations like this or when they're feeling overwhelmed or burned out? Any tools?
Yeah, leave the phone. Leave the phone off. Turn it off, get it off your body. That's another thing too, is that people just carry phones on your body, which it's become an appendage, right? It's like become a part of us. So it's sending a frequency or a signal.
Mhm.
It's there. It's always there, right? So there's hypervigilance in our brain about that. So if you take that away, it removes one moment, one layer of stress from you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
that's the first thing. The second thing I always talk about is just
Mhm.
getting outside. We just have to get outside more often. Um, 10 months ago, I collapsed. I found myself in the hospital, and I was doing everything right, Mandy. I was
Mhm.
working out. I was down to 18% body fat. I was like, yes, bring it on. And, the last 10
Mhm.
months of my life, I've had to re-regulate my
Mhm.
body. I've had to understand what
Mhm.
my nervous
Mhm.
system needs, because every nervous system is so unique. It's so unique. So going
Mhm.
outside has been critical for me, because I was at the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I was at home, breakfast, get the kid off to school. Then I was at my desk
Mhm.
working, right? Like all day, teaching all day, online, doing.
Mhm.
And so when I collapsed, I was like, okay, this, I can't function like this. So now I make it a
Mhm.
priority to be outside every day for at least 2 hours.
Yeah.
Rain or shine, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I'm outside. I live in San Francisco. It rains
So
a lot
just
here,
by
but
making
that's
that
okay.
change, do you
It's
think if,
okay.
if
I'm
you would have been
outside.
doing that before, it would have prevented this? Okay.
My God. I don't know if it would have,
Uh-huh.
it wouldn't have been so dramatic. Like, I don't wish dysautonomia on anyone. Like,
Mhm. Mhm.
no, no. It's like nervous system nightmare.
Okay.
But what it's allowed me
Yes.
to do is understand the nervous system that much more, you know? So, I think getting outside for me now is critical. And I can tell,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, I'm doing a project right now. Oh, I get so
Mhm.
excited about doing something. And then, wait, I have to get
Yeah.
outside. I have to like do what I preach,
Mhm.
what I teach. I cannot be, I can't crumble again. Like,
Mhm.
I won't let it
And I
happen.
just
So
actually
now
did a
I'm so
podcast
committed to being
on
outside and
listening
doing a
to your
practice.
inner self and your inner voice
Yeah.
and following your gut and what. So can you feel it like when like your body is telling you
Nice.
stop, get outside, take a break, Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's hard because because I've been in recovery so long, there's kind of an illusion, a
Mhm. Mhm.
delusion of like, oh, I can manage it, I can handle it. 5 more minutes, you know. And really it's like critical. Get outside. And one of the things that I'll share, this is that just
Mhm.
we don't go to the bathroom. We will wait. We will pause, we will wait, we will do one more thing. But what that does to
Mhm.
our central nervous system is puts it into a state of dysregulation. I don't care, it's not important. Wait, right? And we're taught that from the get-go. Think about it, we come out as these perfect little beings, and we scream and we're like, ah, we're in the world. And then, we're shoved into some diapers, and then we are shoved onto a little potty toilet thing, and then we're scolded when we miss. We're, oh, you went in your
Yep.
diaper. We're scolded and we're scolded and we're scolded. So we're used to this holding
Mhm.
everything in.
Mhm.
When really the nervous system, the body wants to release, let go, play, right? But we're constantly from the beginning, and think about when you're in kindergarten, first grade, and you have an accident. Oh, it's devastating. And there's shame about it. So now we're an adult and we're on a project and your boss is going, I need that in 5 minutes. And you're like, oh my God, I have to go to the bathroom so bad. And you're like, I'm not going.
Mm-hmm.
And it just
Yes.
puts you into a hyper state of arousal of just like dread,
Mm-hmm.
which quiets that inner voice so you can barely hear it.
Yes.
And that inner voice is always there guiding,
Yeah.
always there directing.
And I think more and
But
more
we've just
now,
lost touch with it.
People are losing touch with it, unfortunately. So talking a little bit now about DNA aligned nutrition and self experimentation. When someone gets DNA insights, it can feel exciting, but also overwhelming. So how do you help people turn genetic information into sustainable action instead of stress or perfectionism?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't want people in stress at all, right? So I try to make really micro lifestyle plans with them. And we start to change things over time. Because, yeah, you're handed a report and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do with all this information? But, I'll look at somebody's report and say, okay, you've got these cardiovascular genes that are a little risky. Let's just start there. And we'll leave everything else alone and we'll just work on that for a couple of months and see where we go. And it's been really interesting for me to watch people, and I find that they can take about 3 things on, and that's about it. That's anything over 3 things, it's too much. So that the 3 things could be, eating more broccoli, taking 1 supplement, and going on a walk.
Yeah.
If I say, do some prayer and meditation,
so you would suggest, like, if people want to like add a goal or change their routine up, like 3 or less focus on. Yeah.
3 or less. Yeah. And really make sure that that 3 or less is something that you can do, that you are going to enjoy.
Yes.
The name of this is like really like bring some joy into your life, because we're so serious now. We're
and if
so
you're going to
serious
do
with
something
everything
that
we
you
do,
don't enjoy, it's not
and
gonna
we're
last.
missing life that way.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And when it comes to the nervous system in your body, it's like we need to be sustainable. Like we need to be able to live long, well, happy lives. Slow and steady is my
Self-experimentation
main,
over
like,
rigid rules. What does empowered, like, self-experimentation actually look like in real life? Like maybe like food timing or that type.
So I really self-experimentation is really important to me. I love when a client is open to that, because they have to learn how to trust their own body. Because people are so used to a doctor telling them what to do, when to do it. And self-experimentation allows somebody to experiment, to be more playful, to learn to tune into their little inner voice that says, that's not good, or one more set, right? Like one more set, one more round. No, let's not do that. Let's back off and see.
And I myself feel like I'm constantly experimenting with things for myself. And being a trainer and a gym owner, people come to me just like they go to the doctor for answers. They come to me, but yet I still tell them I can, I'll tell you what to try, what works for me. It might not work for you, but you need to find what works for you. And
Right. There's been a lot. So, because I work a lot with the peptide space as well, and I think there was so many people who went down the peptide arena of like, it was very rigid because their doctor said it was supposed to be this way. And I was just working with somebody recently, and I hate this. I don't want this to be about a GLP, but it's a good example of this self-experimentation,
Okay.
where her doctor had put her on 7.5 mgs of GLPs. And I was like, and I said, well, why don't we just try? Just try. Just trust your
Mm-hmm.
body, maybe. I mean, she's already lost all the weight. She's thin as a rail.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's just try to microdose it. Let's just try, because your body it's not sustainable, right? So
Mm-hmm.
she was like very freaked out and scared, but
Yeah.
she did.
Yes.
She didn't go down as low as I
Yes.
wanted to, but it's progress, right? It's like a little
Good.
baby step.
So you talk about
In the self-experimentation.
self-mastery, not perfection. What does mastery mean to you? And why do you think perfection is actually holding people back?
I think we have an idea of what we should look like from somebody's image got stuck in our head, lodged in there, like you should be this way. You know, you're 35 or you're 45 and you should have A, B, and C, or your body should be this. And really, again, I go back to the DNA piece and your own nervous system. Your body's going to be how your body's going to be. It is so powerful and it is so resilient. And it will find its way to homeostasis, whatever that means for that one body. And so perfection is an illusion, I think.
Yes.
Unless you're looking at it through like, my body is perfect for me
How does
right now.
mindfulness
Like that
fit
Yeah.
into physical health in a way that's practical and approachable? Like, especially for people who say, I'm bad at mindfulness.
Yeah, I know. That's comes up in my classes all the time. It's just, it's too much for me, Lane. But really, you know, I like to look at mindfulness as just like a loose garment that you can just try on and you can take it off when you want. I like this lens of like it's easygoing. It's when you sit down to dinner, are you rushing through every bite, or are you actually like just looking at the plate and looking at the colors and looking at the portion size and smelling? And then when you put the food into your mouth, are you actually chewing it? Are you just kind of like swallowing it? Like, are you going through the sensory experience that food is meant to be? And when people start to think, oh, I can have a mindful life,
Yeah.
I can just place mindfulness into my life for moments, then it starts to make more sense to them. Because if I just say, go be mindful, it's too much. So I have to give really clear examples. And eating is one of those clear examples where people are like, oh, I can just slow down and I can actually look at my food and I can, oh, it actually tastes like this, and explain the taste in their mind. It changes everything.
Yes.
It makes it fun.
What's one mindset
It's not so
shift
serious, right?
that you wish more people would adopt when it comes to their health journeys? A mindset shift that you wish more people would cling on to and adopt.
Yeah, I think flexibility, like having a flexible mindset. It's like people get so like this is the way it's going to be, and they keep going down that path.
Yeah.
And then when it doesn't turn out that way, or there's bumps in the road, it becomes destabilizing, right, to their whole system. And so I think, having that kind of flexible mindset is really important. And it's something that you can like train yourself, right? Like it's a skill. And it takes work. And this is where people, it's like they want things tomorrow. It happens tomorrow, right? But meanwhile, they've lived their whole life, quick-minded and anticipatory. And so when I ask them to like slow down, they're like, wait, what? No.
Yes.
Yeah, just try.
Some rapid fire questions for you. Okay, one daily habit you swear
great.
by. I do too. That
Well, I meditate. Like, Yeah, I swear by it.
Yeah.
And I pray.
I would
Like
agree with that.
prayer and meditation,
Journal,
I
like
can't
I
do
have
one
in there
without
too
the
that I
other.
like to add to meditation. But very good. Okay, a stress myth you'd love to debunk. A
Yeah,
stress myth.
yeah,
Yeah.
a stress myth that you're always going to be stressed. People think that I'm always going to be like this. It's always going to be like this. Baloney.
Most underrated
It's not. That's a
wellness
big, huge myth
practice.
that I would debunk. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Breathing practice.
Taking a deep breath just like that.
Yeah.
Breathing.
A
Breathing.
lot
People
of
forget
times
to
when
breathe
working out,
all
I'm
the
constantly
time.
telling them, keep breathing, because they hold their breath. They hold their breath. Yeah. One thing people can stop doing right
Yes.
now that would
Yes.
improve their health. Yeah.
Well, I said get rid of their phone. Put it down. Take it off their body.
Oh, yeah?
Just that is huge. And eat more walnuts.
Oh. Yes. Nice.
Well, walnuts are like brain food, so
All right, a couple
everybody
closing
needs support in
questions
brain.
here. If someone listening feels burnt out, confused, or stuck, what's the first small step you'd encourage them to take after listening to this episode? I mean, besides, like, in addition to taking away the phone, like if we took away the phone, what would be the next step? A good step for them.
Yeah, I would get involved with a class or get a teacher. I don't think stress management or if you're in burnout
And when you
mode, you
say
can do it on
class,
your
what
own.
type of
I
class do
really
you
think
mean?
support is critical.
Okay.
Stress management, mindfulness, something like that that will really
Okay.
kind of
Coach
support them.
or even
Therapy
like
can
a
also
coach
support
with it
you
too.
if you have
Yeah.
the right kind of therapy.
Okay. And then where can people find you? If they wanted to work with you or reach out
Yes.
to you, where can they find you?
Sure.
Link.
Everything's at
All right.
lanekennedy.com.
And social media platforms,
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
easy. I'm also on Substack
Lane Kennedy.
too.
Very good. All right,
Social media is
Lane.
all
Well,
Lane
it was
Kennedy. Yeah.
such
Yeah.
a great conversation today. I feel many listeners are going to get so much out of this, and I'm so excited that I was able to have you on here. So, to everyone listening, your DNA is not your destiny. Your nervous system matters, and mastery is built through curiosity, consistency, and self trust. If this episode resonated with you, make sure to share it with a friend, leave a review, and connect with Lane. And you will absolutely walk away with a deeper understanding of your body and your power. Until next time, keep aligning your strength in mind, body, and spirit. All right. Bye-bye.
Awesome.